The room that answered back. It was supposed to be the perfect place. Emily had just started her first semester of college and desperately needed a cheap rental close to campus. When she found the 2-story wooden house at the end of Willow Street, she couldn't believe the price. The landlord, a quiet old man with cloudy eyes, handed her the keys and muttered only one warning. "Don't move the closet." At the time, she laughed it off. Old landlords always had strange rules. But that night, when the sun dipped and the shadows grew, Emily would learn exactly what he meant. The house was eerily silent. Not the comfortable silence of a cozy home, but the kind that presses against your chest, heavy and watchful. The wooden floors creaked even when she stood still. The air smelled faintly of mildew, and every draft seemed to whisper through the cracked wallpaper. She tried distracting herself with her phone, scrolling mindlessly while curled under a thin blanket. Midnight passed. The only sound was the faint buzz of a street lamp outside. She was drifting into half-sleep when she heard it. Knock. Soft. Hollow. Her eyes flicked toward the front door. Nothing. The knock came again, but this time she realized it wasn't the door. It was behind her. Her closet. The sound was deliberate, slow. Tap, tap, tap. Like knuckles pressing against wood. Emily swallowed, telling herself it was just the house settling. She forced a laugh, whispering, "Get a grip, Em. Old houses do this all the time." But then, something worse. A voice. Faint at first, sliding out of the darkness. Eily. Her blood ran cold. She sat upright, heart hammering in her chest. "Hello," she whispered, barely audible. The voice answered. "Emily, let me out." Her phone's flashlight beam shook as she aimed it at the closet. The wallpaper around it was peeling, the wood splintered like something inside had been pressing outward for years. She reached for the doorknob, hand trembling, then stopped. The landlord's words replayed in her mind. "Don't move the closet." She backed away, pressing her spine to the far wall, clutching her phone like it could protect her. For minutes, the room was silent again, and she started convincing herself she had imagined it. At exactly 3:15 a.m., the knock returned. Louder. Sharper. This time the door rattled as if struck from inside. The voice was no longer a whisper. It was a growl. "Let me out!" Emily screamed, bolting from the room. She tore down the hallway and slammed into the locked front door. No matter how hard she twisted the knob, it wouldn't open. She tried the windows. Painted shut. Trapped. Behind her, the closet door cracked. Wood splintered, nails popped loose. Something inside was pushing its way free. She could hear its ragged breathing, hear fingernails dragging across the wood. She ran upstairs, barricading herself in the bathroom. Her phone light shook across the cracked mirror, her own terrified reflection staring back at her. For a moment, she thought she was safe. Until she saw it. In the reflection, the bathroom door was behind her. And through the thin gap at the bottom, pale fingers curled inside, dragging across the tile. She spun, but there was nothing there. The door was shut. Silent. Her reflection, however, still showed the hand, pressing, clawing, reaching. She smashed the mirror with her phone. The reflection shattered, but the sound did not stop. The claws scratched louder, accompanied by a low, guttural laugh that echoed through the pipes and walls. Then, silence. Emily sat in the dark, gasping for breath, too afraid to move. Hours passed until morning sunlight cut through the cracks in the boarded-up windows. When she finally emerged, the closet door downstairs was wide open. Inside was nothing but darkness, deep, endless, swallowing. She ran from the house and never returned. The landlord sold the place a year later. When asked about Emily, he only shook his head and whispered the same warning. Don't move the closet. It remembers.